Yo, what's going on, everybody? Manny Garavito once again going live on his official studio. As a matter of fact, let me switch on over to Yes is Nice. I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I decided to do I didn't have any Wi-Fi earlier, so I decided to do an official podcast outside of my house because I'm dedicated. But thank you all for tuning in for the second take. Oh, you guys are so kind. How are you? Elizabeth, Shady, Ophir P, J Lopez, Alcella, and EKM. What's up, George? Joe Metcalf. Hey, we're back at it again. Look at us, huh? Just when you thought Manny wasn't going to go live this week, bam! Right on your hump day. Live on your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. All right, so I finished watching Cocaine Cowboys. Did you guys see it? I finished watching it last night. I went on a binge on the first 3 episodes, and then I then had to take 2 extra days to watch the 5th and 6th episode. And I gotta admit, it's a good fucking story. I can't lie. Billy Corben, you did a fantastic job. It's a good story. It's well documented. It gets into the nitty-gritty of it all. But 6 episodes in, to capture 2 drug lords in Miami that apparently had so much money that they couldn't actually get arrested in 20 plus years, man. How the hell? How good of a drug lord? 20 plus years? Is that a record? No, you know what? It probably didn't even need its own docuseries. You know what it needed? You know who else should cover this story of the Cocaine Cowboys? Unsolved Mysteries, to figure out how the hell these people have gotten away with this for so long. These guys have been pushing it since the 70s, and we captured them late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Wow. That's a round of applause. Elizabeth says, so good. Paying off jurors, not just jurors, man. Paying off lawyers, jurors, witnesses, penitentiary guards, just shelling out the money. Bam, 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 bam. Here's a little for you, a little for you. They were like Oprah. And you get 20 grand, and you get 20 grand. Everybody gets 20 grand. And then they're scot-free. And everybody in their umbrella is scot-free. And you know what? That one person didn't get enough credit because one person got caught early and they didn't rat him out. He did 20 years with children. He was like, look, man, I'm just going to do a hard 20. I'm not going to rat on anybody. It's like, highlight that guy. I forget his name. But it was a guy, I think on the 4th or 5th episode, it was like, oh, you love the muchachos more than you love your family. 20 years. He's like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a hard 20. He's like, dude, you're going to go to jail for 20 years because you don't want to rat him out? Bro, even the main guy's wife ratted him out. What does that say about why do so much loyalty when they wouldn't do the same for, I don't know. I would probably never get involved in that kind of stuff, man, because every drug lord eventually gets caught in these documentaries or movies, right? Isn't that how it works? You know how I see it? I see being a narco like gambling. If you play poker or blackjack long enough, the house is going to win, right? Isn't that how it works? Usually when you watch a movie like Blow, Scarface, you watch a documentary like Cocaine Cowboys, if you keep going, eventually the feds are going to catch up. Isn't that how, if you do it in America, right? At least. If you do it in another country, all right, you deal with that government. But if you do it in America, eventually the feds are going to catch up. And I don't know, I'm just so impressed that 6 episodes in, when I was watching it late at night, how it took so long for these guys to get arrested. I was like, wow, this is awesome. These guys did a fantastic job. They didn't have a main source of income. People were just like, how are you spending $300,000 a night? I don't know, man. I don't know how you're doing it. Yeah, that's why I came up with the meme last night about, like, somebody actually did get caught in Florida with a bag that says bag full of drugs, and there was a routine traffic stop. Get this, there's a routine traffic stop, and it's right there on the passenger seat or something. And then they bring in the canine because they're suspicious that that thing reads in bold letters, bag full of drugs. The canine starts barking. They go into the bag, and lo and behold, it's full of drugs. That's with my kind of stupidity in this kind of industry. I feel like that would happen to me too. I would get cocky. I would try to find a way to be funny in what I do. And then bam, I get caught. What's up, Love Evie? Jof, my Uber life. Is that an Uber driver tuning in just now? So I enjoyed it. Well done, Billy Corbin. I actually liked it very much. It was well made. The story was compelling. All the people that were involved were compelling. But you know who I believe stole the show? The lawyer, the bald lawyer. If you guys haven't watched it yet, make sure you guys tune in. I'm not going to give out too much of the story. But get this, man. One of the lawyers that were defending the muchachos, he did this move where evidently he got all the names of the people that were witnesses and published it on some sort of magazine that people that are inmates read. Holy shit. Not only that, most of the witnesses that were listed on there got clapped by assassins. And then this lawyer looked directly in the camera and goes, I don't got to explain any reason or purpose as to why I released those names. That is for my own personal information and investigation of a lawyer in the case. And I'm like, this guy is cold-blooded. I forget the lawyer's name. But if you look at this guy and the way he talks and the way he carries himself and the words he uses, this guy really knows what he's talking about, man. Like if I ever get arrested and if I ever got to go to jail, like if I have a guy that, you know what somebody said in the documentary? They said the muchachos didn't look like drug dealers to me, but all the lawyers that were defending them looked more like gangsters than the actual defendants. The lawyers were more thugged out, according to this witness. And there's some truth to that, man. Some of these lawyers carry themselves in such a way that they're just so smart. The way they use their words, the way they connect themselves to, the judges and the jury, and the way they do their operation, it's a crime syndicate. A well-oiled crime syndicate, man. I'm telling you, man. I've been in some situations where I would hire a lawyer. I'll tell you what. I actually remember one time I hired a lawyer for a traffic ticket. And I was young. I was like 22 or some shit. I hired some guy for my traffic ticket because I got pulled over by some crooked cop that wanted to give me a ticket for no reason. I was like, I wasn't speeding. This guy's just bored. All right. So I'm like, all right, let me go take this to this lawyer guy. This lawyer guy shows up. And he's got the baggy outfit, the baggy, it doesn't really fit him well. So I'm like, what does the meme say? If your lawyer shows up to court looking like this, you go into jail. So I'm like, damn, I'm going to go to jail over a traffic ticket. Look how this guy's dressed, man. This guy looked like he didn't even try. But get this, when I walk in, so I saw him outside of the court while I was waiting. He's like, hey, Mr. Garavito, hey, how are you? I'm your attorney today for the traffic citation. I'm like, all right, cool. And so when I walk inside, he disappeared after he said hello to me. And then I walk inside the courtroom, and this guy is like leaned up against the table where the judge is at, like posted up. One leg in the back, just chilling, just. And then let me tell you something. He's talking to the lawyer like that. Like imagine a really high, like table or whatever you call it, podium, right? Yeah, he's got a Caso Cerrado suit on. This guy is up in the judge is up in some podium, and this guy's just posted up like this, looking up at him like he's Romeo and Juliet, right? Talking to the judge, and the judge is there just smiling, looking at him like, yeah, baby. Right? Like they're powwowing and shit. So I walk in, and I'm the first one up. It's like, all right, Mr. Garavito, This says here you have a citation for speeding in the Palmetto. And then my lawyer just stands up and he's like, all right, Your Honor, this citation was filed 4 months after the incident. And we want to know why it took so long for this to be filed with such slow demeanor. I don't know, lawyer talk. The police officer filed this with such a slow demeanor that it was wasting my client's time. My client probably thought he wasn't going to file it at all, right? And then the lawyer goes, is the police officer here? No? All right, case dismissed. And then my attorney just looks at me and goes, and I walk out. Dude, I walk out like I fucking won the biggest case of my life. I felt like I was OJ. Just going down the stairs, my sunglasses on. I wish there was an Uber Black back in the day. I fucking would have hopped in one of those. And be like, Mr. Gavino, what have you got to say for beating your traffic ticket? I just want to thank God and all heaven up above for looking down and shining on me and letting me off this bullshit case. That's how it feels like to win a traffic ticket. All right, case dismissed. We are the champions. All right, let's get down to the reads, everybody. This show is sponsored by Eliu Venus, who is a health insurance agent and a subject matter expert in the world of health insurance. So use him as a resource. If you have questions, he has answers. The people he helps the most are those who do not have health insurance because they find it to be unaffordable, and those who do have health insurance and are complaining about how much it costs. He can help anyone, anywhere with anything regarding their health insurance. So call him today, 305-335-3944, or you can email him, eliu.vinas@ushadvisors.com. Thank you, Eliu. All right. So now on the second half of the show, I want to talk to you guys about what is going on with Miami comedy. If you're up north in Miami, Little River area, you know where Churchill's is at? The show we have up there is at Focal Brewery, and it's like this comedy club hidden in the back, you know, like where they're cooking all the stuff. Speaking of drugs, you know, in the back where they're brewing all the alcohol for the beers, that's where we do the shows. It's air conditioned, it's spacious, there's plenty of seats, and there's a stage, and there's funny comedians. All right, delicious beers. Go out and enjoy yourself if you're out in North Miami. However, if you're in South Miami, we've got a show over at Calle Ocho. And in Calle Ocho, now I don't know about you guys, but I thought everybody was down to do Spanish stuff, Spanish-speaking stuff, pan con lechon, colada, pastelitos, all that stuff, right? Maybe some Spaniard music with some guitar and flamenco dances, right? Maybe. However, we have an all-English comedy show, stand-up style, during Ladies' Night. Hold on. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Casa Tiki on Wednesdays, starting from 8 to 9. We have open bar for the ladies. That's right. If you show up early, ladies, you get a drink on us. No, you get open bar on us, various drinks on us. So start early. You show up at 7:59 and drink as much as you can for that whole hour, because once the comedy show gets started, you're going to be nice and lubed up. Wait a second. That's not the right way to say it. Not lubed up, Manny. Come on. You're going to be nice and ready for a comedy show that we have ready for you on that stage. And if you haven't been there, it's a lounge with wonderful seating, couch seating, a big stage, and a spotlight right in the middle. It's a very entertaining show, so don't miss out on Casa Tiki Comedy Night, happening Wednesdays from 9. Well, if you want to get to the ladies, open bar, it's 8, reception/open bar, and then 9 p.m. is showtime. All right. There you go, everybody. That is today's episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, go to miamicomedy.com/podcast. Subscribe, support. We're going to be doing this a lot more often. As soon as some time starts clearing up, I can't wait to get to daily, maybe even a new time slot. I want to do a morning show. I'm working on it. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.